Hello student. After the concept of velocity and acceleration of the flowing fluid, let us move towards the next concept, which is the velocity potential function. This velocity potential function is a scalar function of space and time. If we take the negative derivative with respect to any direction, means in x direction, y direction or in z direction, then it gives the fluid velocity in that direction. Okay, so if we take the negative derivative with respect to any direction, it gives the velocity, fluid velocity in that direction. Okay, so this velocity potential is defined by the symbol phi. Okay, phi symbol indicating the velocity potential function. Okay, so mathematically this velocity potential function is defined as phi is the function of xyz for the steady flow. Okay, so we know that u, v and w are the velocity components in the x, y and z direction. Then the velocity potential function is a negative derivative with respect to any direction. So if we take the x direction, then it will be u, the equation is u is equal to minus dou phi by dou x. Okay, so in direction y, v is equal to minus dou phi by dou y and w is equal to minus dou phi by dou z. This is for z direction. Okay, so this is the velocity components in all the three directions with respect to the velocity potential function. Okay, this u, v and w are the components of velocity in x, y and z direction. If the velocity component in the cylindrical polar coordinates in terms of the velocity potential function is taken, then they are given by ur is equal to dou phi by dou r and u theta is equal to 1 upon r dou phi by dou theta. Here u theta indicating the velocity component in radial direction and u theta indicating the velocity component in tangential direction. Okay, so these two are indicating the velocity components in cylindrical polar coordinates in terms of the velocity potential function. As we know that for the incompressible steady flow, the continuity equation will be dou phi by dou x plus dou v by dou y plus dou w by dou z is equal to 0. Okay, this is a here the this is the continuity equation for the incompressible flow for the three-dimensional flow. Okay, the flow is considered as a three-dimensional flow, then the equation is this. Okay, so here u, v and w, if we put the values of u, v and w in this continuity equation, then this equation becomes dou by dou phi dou by dou x in bracket minus dou phi by dou x bracket complete plus dou by dou y in bracket minus dou phi by dou y bracket complete plus dou by dou phi in bracket minus dou phi by dou z bracket complete is equal to 0. Okay, so after multiplying these, we get the final equation as dou square of phi upon dou x square plus dou square of phi upon dou y square plus dou square of phi upon dou z square is equal to 0. Okay, when this will be equal to 0, this is called as an Laplace equation. Okay, this is an Laplace equation, and when this Laplace equation is equal to 0, then the flow is called as a steady incompressible flow. Okay, then for the two-dimensional flow, this above equation will become dou square of phi upon dou x square plus dou square of phi upon dou z square is equal to 0. Z terms mean the term which indicating the velocity potential function in z directions are neglected here. Okay, only for the x and y directions the terms will be remain in the equation, which is dou square of phi upon dou x square plus dou square of phi upon dou y square is equal to 0. Equation for the two dimensional case. If any value of phi that satisfies this Laplace equation will correspond to the same case of the fluid flow. Okay, then the properties of the potential functions for the rotational components are given by, means our next point is properties of the potential function. Okay, for these the rotational components are given by wz is equal to 1 upon 2 dou v by dou x minus dou v by dou y. Then dou y is equal to 1 upon 2 in bracket dou u by dou z minus dou w by dou x, bracket complete. And in direction x, dou x is equal to 1 upon 2 dou w by dou y minus dou v by dou z, bracket complete. Okay, this is the equations of the these are the equations of rotational components. Then if we put the values of u, v and w in these equations, then the rotational components, the equations of these rotational components will changes to wz is equal to 1 upon 2 in bracket dou by dou x, instead of u we are writing as minus dou phi by dou y, in bracket complete, minus dou by dou y of in bracket minus dou phi by dou x, bracket complete. Okay, if we simplify this equation, then we will get 1 upon 2 minus dou square of phi upon dou x dou y plus dou square of phi upon dou y dou x, bracket complete. Similarly, we have calculating the values of wz and wx. Then if the phi is a continuous function, then the equations dou square of phi dou x dou y, then dou square of phi dou x dou y dou x, means which dou square of phi dou x dou y which is equal to dou square of phi dou y dou x. Okay, also dou square of phi dou y dou z dou x is equal to dou square of phi dou x dou z. Okay, this is if the continuous function, then the equations are here. Okay, so if we so from these equations, the above equation of the rotational components will becomes wz is equal to wy is equal to wx is equal to 0. All the terms will be equal to 0. Okay, then when the rotational components, these are the rotational components, and these rotational components when equal to 0, then the flow are called as an irrotational flow. Okay, when the rotational components are equal to 0, then the flow is called as an irrotational flow. Then from these we conclude the properties of potential function as, when this potential function phi exists, the flow should be the rotational. Okay, when the potential function exists, then the flow is irrotational. And when the potential function satisfy the Laplace equation, then it represents the possible steady incompressible irrotational flow. Okay, we in the previously we have see one equation of the Laplace. Okay, and if the potential function satisfies this Laplace equation, then it represents the possible steady incompressible irrotational flow. Okay, hope you understand this concept of velocity potential function. Um, well, let us move towards the next point, which is the stream function. Okay, so we have seen the velocity potential function. Our next point is the stream function. This stream function is also as a scalar function of space and time. Velocity potential function is also a scalar function of space and time. Stream function is also the function of space and time, but here the partial derivative with respect to any direction gives the velocity component at right angles to that direction. Okay, uh, in the velocity potential function we are taking the negative derivative with respect to any direction, but here we are taking the partial derivative with respect to any direction gives the velocity component at right angles to that direction, and this stream function is denoted by psi. Okay, velocity function, potential function is denoted by phi, whereas stream function is denoted by psi. Okay, and this stream function is only defined for two-dimensional flow. Previously we have seen the velocity potential function. This is defined for both two-dimensional and three-dimensional flow, but here the stream function is defined only for the two-dimensional flow. This is the difference between these two functions. So mathematically this stream function for the steady flow is defined as phi is equal to function of x and y, such that dou phi by dou x will gives u, and dou phi by dou y is equal to minus u. Okay, dou phi by dou x is equal to v, and dou phi by dou y is equal to minus u. Then the velocity component in cylindrical polar coordinates in terms of stream functions are given as ur is equal to 1 upon r dou phi by dou theta, and u theta is equal to minus dou phi by dou r. Okay, we know that ur and u theta indicating the radial velocity and tangential velocity. Okay, if the for the continuity equation, the continuity equation for the two-dimensional flow is written as dou u by dou x is equal plus dou v by dou y is equal to 0. Then if we put the values of u and v in these equations, then the above equation will becomes dou by dou x in bracket minus dou phi by dou y, then bracket complete, plus dou by dou y in bracket dou psi by dou x, bracket complete is equal to 0. Okay, if we multiply these, then we will get dou square of psi upon dou x dou y plus dou square of psi upon dou x dou y is equal to 0. Okay, this term equal to 0 indicating the existence of phi means this existence of phi means indicating the possible case of the fluid flow. Okay, then but here we don't know the type of the flow. This flow may be a rotational or irrotational. So here we only so we get only the result as existence means this equation equal to 0 indicating the possible case of the fluid flow. Okay, then the rotational components is given as wz is equal to 1 upon 2 in bracket dou v by dou x minus dou u by dou y, and if we put the values of u and v in that equation of the rotational components, then we will get wz is equal to 1 upon 2 in bracket dou by dou x in bracket dou psi by dou x in bracket complete minus dou by dou y in bracket minus dou psi by dou y bracket complete. After multiplying we get the final equation as 1 upon 2 in bracket minus in bracket dou square of psi upon dou x square plus dou square of psi upon dou y square, bracket complete. Okay, if so for the irrotational flow, this rotational component is must be equal to 0, wz is equal to 0. So above equation will be becomes 0, dou square of phi upon dou square of psi upon dou x square plus dou square of phi upon dou y square is equal to 0. This is the Laplace equation for psi, for the stream function. Okay, this is an Laplace equation for the stream function. Then from that we conclude the properties of this stream function as, if the stream function exists, then it is possible case of the fluid flow which may be rotational or irrotational. If the stream function exists, then they indicating the possible case of the fluid flow, but this flow may be a rotational or irrotational. And when the stream function satisfy the Laplace equation, then it's showing the possible case of the irrotational flow. Okay, when the stream function satisfy the Laplace equation, then it indicating the possible case of the irrotational flow. Okay, so up to here we have seen the stream, what is meant by the stream function, and also the properties of that stream function. Okay, now our next point is the relation between the stream function and potential function, velocity potential function. Stream function is denoted by psi and potential function is phi. Now we will see the relation between this phi and psi. So we have the velocity potential function equations are u is equal to minus dou phi by dou x and v is equal to minus dou phi by dou y. Okay, similarly for the stream function, the equation we have u is equal to minus dou psi by dou y and v is equal to dou psi by dou x. Okay, so here we get the values of u in the form of phi and also psi. From that we get u is equal to minus dou phi by dou x is equal to minus dou phi by dou psi by dou y, and v is equal to minus dou phi by dou y which is equal to dou psi by dou x. Okay, so hence we get the final relation between the phi and psi as dou phi by dou x is equal to dou psi by dou y, and also dou phi by dou y is equal to minus dou psi by dou x. These two equation indicating the relationship between the velocity potential function and stream function. Okay, now we will see the difference between this velocity potential function and the stream function. Okay, so our next point is the difference between the velocity potential function and stream function. First is the flow field variables are found by differentiating phi means velocity potential function in the same direction as velocity, and in the case of the stream function differentiating psi in direction normal to the velocity. This is the first difference between the phi and psi. Next is velocity potential function phi applies for the irrotational flow only. Okay, velocity potential function applies only for irrotational flow, and stream function applies for both rotational or irrotational flow. Okay, then third point is potential function phi is applied for 2D flows and also 3D flows. Okay, velocity potential function is defined for both flows, 2D flows and 3D flows, whereas stream functions phi applies for only the 2D flows. Okay, stream functions only defined for two-dimensional fluids. Then the next difference is the streamlines. Okay, means phi is equal to 0, and equipotential lines means uh, streamlines means psi is equal to constant, and equipotential lines means phi is equal to constant, are mutually perpendicular. Both lines are mutually perpendicular, means slope of the line with phi is equal to constant is the negative reciprocal of slope of the line phi is equal to constant. Okay, slope of the line with psi is equal to constant is the negative reciprocal of slope of the line with phi as a constant. Okay, this is the difference between this phi and the psi, velocity potential function and stream function. After understanding the velocity potential function and the stream function, let us move towards the next concept, which is the equipotential line. So the line along which the velocity function phi is constant, this line is called as an equipotential line. So velocity potential means it is indicated by phi. Okay, when this phi is constant and the line along which this velocity potential is constant, then such a line is called as an equipotential line. Okay, so for equipotential line, phi is constant. Okay, so differentiation of this phi is equal to 0. Here is printing mistake they have in this they have made. So instead of psi, here only phi is there. Okay, so differentiation of this phi is equal to 0. Okay, but we know that the phi is equal to phi is a function of xy for the steady flow. Okay, so if we differentiate this phi with respect to x and y, then it will be dou phi by dou x into dx plus dou phi by dou y into dy. Okay, but we know that for the velocity potential function, uh, the definition of this velocity potential function is negative derivative of this with respect to any direction. Okay, so u dou phi minus dou phi by dou x is equal to u. Okay, if we take minus sign here, then it will be dou phi by dou x is equal to minus v minus u, and dou phi by dou y is equal to minus v. Okay, if we put these values into this equation, then we will get minus u dx minus v dy. Okay, then take minus sign common, then the remaining terms will be in bracket u dx plus v dy, bracket complete. Okay, but for this equipotential line, phi must be constant, so dou phi is equals to 0. Okay, so this term will be equal to 0 minus in bracket u dx plus v dy is equal to 0. Okay, then uh, the minus sign is cancelled. Okay, u dx plus v dy is equal to 0. Okay, this can also be written as dy by dx is equal to minus u upon v. Okay, this is the this equation showing the slope of the equipotential line. Okay, this ratio indicating the slope of the equipotential line. Dy by dx is equal to minus u upon v. Okay, now the next point is line of constant of stream function. Okay, so here the the phi when means line along which the stream function is constant, this is called as a line of constant stream function. Okay, here the stream function is constant. Okay, so stream function is indicated by psi. Okay, so psi is equal to constant. The differentiation of psi must be equal to 0. Okay, then Then we take the differentiation in the terms of x and y. As we know that stream function is defined for the two-dimensional flow. Okay, means y is the function of x and y. Okay, same if we differentiate this phi in with respect to x and y direction, then it will be dou phi is equal d phi is equal to dou means d psi is equal to dou psi upon dou x into dx plus dou psi upon dou y into dy. Okay, so which is equal to v dx minus u dy. Then we know that for the stream function the velocity components are dou psi upon dou x is equal to v and dou psi upon dou y is equal to minus u. Okay, we put this value into the equation. Okay, but for the line of constant stream function, dou psi is equal to 0. Okay, so this term will be equal to 0. From that relation equation, we will get the ratio of dy by dx is equal to v upon u. Okay, this is the slope of the streamline. Okay, so up to here we have seen the slope of the streamline also and slope of the equipotential line, and from that two equations it is clear that means here the slope of the equipotential line is dy by dx is equal to minus u upon v, and slope of the line of constant stream function is v upon u. Okay, so if we take the product of the slope of the equipotential line and slope of the streamline, then then it will be equal to minus 1. Okay, which indicates that these both lines are orthogonal to the streamlines. Okay, means equipotential lines are orthogonal to the streamlines. Okay, they are perpendicular to each other, and they make the grid obtained by drawing a series of the streamlines and the equipotential lines are called as a flow net. Okay, here is the figure which is showing the flow net. These are the streamlines, and next is an equipotential lines. Okay, they are perpendicular to each other. Okay, and the grid which is obtained by this drawing a series of the streamlines and the potential lines indicating the flow net. This flow net is used to calculate the flow at ground level. Okay, and the streamlines here the streamlines and the equipotential lines are mutually perpendicular to each other. The flow net analysis assists in the design of an efficient boundary shapes. Okay, hope you have understand all this concept. Means from the starting we have seen the concept of equipotential line, then the stream function. First we have seen the velocity potential function, then we have seen the stream function, then we have seen the relation between this velocity potential function and stream function. Then we have studied the equipotential lines, then uh, then we have seen the lines of constant stream function. Okay, means streamline, and then we have seen the flow net. Okay, now depending upon all this concept we will now solve the problem. Okay, let us move towards the problem. Problem is a velocity potential function is given by phi is equal to phi u in bracket x square minus y square. Okay, calculate the velocity component at a point 4 and 5. So phi is equal to, they have given the velocity potential function as phi in bracket x square minus y square. We have to calculate the velocity component. Okay, at a point 4 and 5. It means what? Here you have to calculate the velocity potential components in only x and y directions. Okay, so we have to first differentiate this phi with respect to x and with respect to y. Okay, so first we will differentiate this phi with respect to x. Okay, so dou phi upon dou x is equal to 10x. and dou phi by dou y is equal to minus tan of y. Okay, so but we know that the velocity component u and v is equal to, for the velocity potential function, the values of u and v is equal to, u is equal to minus dou phi by dou x. Okay, so it is equal to minus of tan x, and v is equal to minus dou phi by dou y. So it will be minus of minus tan y. So it will become tan plus tan y. Okay, so here we have calculated the value of u and v, but we have to calculate the velocity component at point 4 and 5, indicating that x is equal to 4 and y is equal to 5. Okay, so put this value into these equations, we will get u is equal to minus 10x, means minus 10 into x is 4. Okay, so it will be minus 40 units, and v is equal to 10y, so 10 into 5, which is equal to 50 units. Okay, so we will get the values of velocity component u and v. So next problem is, a stream function is given by psi is equal to 5x minus 5y. Calculate the velocity components and also the magnitude and direction of the resultant velocity at any point. Okay, so we have to calculate the velocity component and also the magnitude and direction of resultant velocity. They are given a stream function. Psi is equal to 5x minus 6y. As we know that stream function is defined only for the two-dimensional flow. Okay, so we have to first differentiate this psi with respect to x and y. Okay, so dou psi upon dou x is equal to what? 5, and dou psi upon dou y is equal to minus 6. Okay, then from the definition of this stream function, we know that the values of u and v as u is equal to minus dou psi by dou y. Okay, and v is equal to dou psi by dou x. So it is, if we put the values of this in the equations, we get minus of minus 6 is equal to 6 units. Value of u as 6 units, and value of v we will get as 5 units per second. Okay, these are the velocities, so it must be per second. Okay, so resultant velocity will be under root of u square plus v square. U is 6 and v is 5 square of this. We will get the answer of resultant velocity as 7.81 unit per second. Now, so up to here we have calculated the velocity components and also the magnitude of this resultant velocity. Now the remaining term is direction. Okay, so direction, tan theta is equal to v upon u, which is equal to 5 upon 6, so which is equal to 0.833. Okay, then theta is equal to tan inverse of this 0.833. So theta is equal to 39 degree and 48 minutes. This is the answer of the direction of the resultant velocity. Okay, hope you have understand all this concept and also the problems. Thank you.